All right, so I'm sure a lot of you are going to recognize the article I'm talking about here. So Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg a couple weeks ago came out in defense of Sweet Baby Inc., the consultancy firm that has basically gotten themselves in hot water for getting involved in a lot of these AAA studios and their games, meddling and changing the way characters look, altering, localization and language, and trying to create more of a diverse and equitable background for a lot of these characters and a lot of the stories for these games that have ultimately failed miserably. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League is probably the most notable one because it caused Warner Brothers to have a $200 million loss. But Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg back on June 6th, I believe, said that it was not the fault of Sweet Baby Inc. That was just an angry hallucination created by grifters. Reality is, Sweet Baby Inc. was massively involved in this game, still is, and that's why we're going to be seeing things in the next season where the Karen-looking Mr. Freeze, although it's Miss Freeze now, was released as part of the, I think it's the next season, season 2 or 3 of this game. Of course, the game is miserably failing. People aren't playing it. It has like 100 people currently playing it on Steam. It's absolutely dreadful. And gamers rejected it. They disrespected Batman, disrespected a lot of the superheroes, propped up the female characters, and just shit all over the story and the existing lore behind it. So Sweet Baby Inc. absolutely had an effect, and we've seen this with their involvement with other studios like GamerX, Black Girl Gamers, Melanin Gamers, Hit Detection, TakeThat.org. The list goes on and on. You can find those on DEI Detected, Sweet Baby Inc. Detected, over on Kotaku Detected at SmashJT.com. The list goes on and on of these people who have been involved in infiltrating and altering things in the gaming industry to suit their modern sensibilities and their political ideologies. And they've done things as simple as this. They've taken Firecracker, the skin from the boys that they added to Call of Duty, and deflated her rear end. Reasons? I don't know. Apparently women all have flat asses, but that's a thing now. Of course, you remember a lot of this started a couple of years ago when screenshots started getting posted online of the way Mary Jane was going to look in Spider-Man 2, and it's bled over into other games as well. Famously, the Dead Space remake with Miranda, where they made her look like a grandma, have kicked off a lot of controversy, a lot of discussion about the way character models and the female form has been captured in motion capture or by these digital artists. Of course, sites like IGN have done their best over the years to try to gaslight people and tell them it's not them, it's you. You gamers are the problem. Go touch grass, go look at real women. Real women in the real world look like men, apparently. You're crazy if you think otherwise. Well, now what we're seeing has basically come to a boiling point where Cosmic Book News has this article about the new Marvel's Wolverine game, which I believe is supposed to be coming out at the end of next year. It could be sooner than that. Now, this game has had some issues already with some leaks that came out, I want to say, earlier this year, end of last year, showcasing some of the gameplay. Looked terrible, looks boring, looks clunky. Somebody was pointing out that there's actually med packs in the game, med kits for Wolverine when he's supposed to be able to heal and self-regenerate, so it's kind of odd, right? Weird decisions have been made. But furthermore, Jean Grey, the beautiful, the heartthrob that Cyclops and Wolverine have been fighting over for years in the cartoon and the comics, has been made to look like a man. I'm talking like full-blown dude from the meme, the It's Ma'am meme. That's what we have here on our hands. And so this article goes on to say, it's sounding as if it's Rest in Peace Wolverine, as it's learned the new video game in development has Sweet Baby Inc. on board. And of course, they helped ruin the recent Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game that massively failed and led to a loss at Warner Brothers of $200 million. And again, I don't understand what these companies are spending all this money on. Maybe it's all the extra crap like the consulting agencies, Maybe it's Uber Eats. Maybe it's just all the parties or office parties or something. I don't know what it is. How can you spend that much money and have that poor of a product? Look at the Star Wars Acolyte TV show. Looks dreadful, and they're spending a fortune on that show. So the article goes on saying, apparently Sweet Baby Inc. is back at it with Marvel's Wolverine video game from Insomniac Games. Mark Kern, aka Grums, the former lead for World of Warcraft. Guys, do some proofreading. You got World of Warcraft here. Goes over big news where a lead artist at major game studios revealed his frustrations with the gaming industry. And so, of course, we're going to go into that in a second. But this picture, I mean, that face, my God, look at that. What is going on? This is like where they tried to do the photorealism thing in Hellblade 2 and took a very pretty woman who played Senua and made her look hideous in certain situations. So what they're talking about that Grumps was showcasing on Twitter over the last 2 days is this person that was involved in the Suicide Squad game and has actually essentially flipped sides in the culture war, and you'll see that in a second. So Grumps had tweeted out, "Something big happened yesterday and most people missed it. Every theory we had about the uglification of women in AAA gaming turned out to be true. Look at what happened to Jean Grey from Insomniac Games, Marvel's Wolverine, from these leaked early screenshots of the first beautiful model to the masculine, world-weary version we have today. They are ruining Marvel." And you can see right here, this is what he's talking about. You have, although I don't think that's very pretty, it's definitely a weird angle, you got a lot of shadow in the eyes, but it looks like a woman. And now you have this thing over here, this frightening creature. I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be, but if that's what they're working with, it is absolutely hideous, okay? And you can see in this tweet here, 3 years ago, Sweet Baby Inc. announcing how happy they were involved to be working with the team making this game. So he says, "Yesterday we found out why. A principal artist at the major studios, including Naughty Dog, Rocksteady, and Respawn, told the truth." And he's talking about this guy, Del Walker. Del Walker has me blocked on Twitter. All of this drama. I don't know that I've even interacted with him much, but I'm sure he's seen me floating around Twitter making videos and stuff, which is why I'm blocked. So Grumps pointed out that the principal artist at all these studios talked about his frustration at trying to get his designs for beautiful female characters approved at AAA studios. Every time he concepted them, every time he pitched them, every time he brought it up at meetings, he was ignored. Inexplicably, each character went from beautiful to grocery store aunties, in his words. And you can see what he's talking about here in these tweets. He was talking about how, look at this beautiful woman, this beautiful dark-skinned, brown-skinned woman over here on the left. This is what he'd want to try to capture in a game, and I can't remember this woman's name. But again, this is the kind of look he was trying to pitch. And instead, what you get is this over here on the right-hand side. Again, the grocery store auntie. And he points this out. He's like, "Look, I'm not trying to give Gamergate men any fuel, but it's difficult to pitch beautiful or vain black women in games without them coming back like grocery store aunties. There is room for both." For clarity, this is just an example to convey the point. This man's going to get canceled by these woke activists. I'm telling you right now, he won't have a career after this is said and done. But he is absolutely right. And unfortunately, this is what we're getting. Hypnotic pointing out, he's like, "There's no way that's Jean Grey, bro. Come on, damn it. That's ma'am, WTF." With, of course, the famous "it's ma'am" meme. So yeah, very, very interesting, very frightening, very eye-opening that this is what we're experiencing on a daily basis with these studios. Every time they want to try to tell you you're crazy, that you're imagining things, that you're an incel, that you've never seen a beautiful woman in real life, you need to go touch grass, blah, blah, blah. Ironically, they tell that to most of us who are married, have kids, have been in relationships, have been in real relationships with actual human being females. But whatever, I'm going to leave it right there, guys. Make sure to check out my site, minimaleffort.shop. Check out Meta PCs if you're in the market for a top-of-the-line PC. These guys are fantastic, do great work, and I will catch you on the next one. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.